Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. It's your girl Dynasty. I'm a wig stylist and braider in the New York City area. In today's video, I'm doing a closure install. This video will be very detailed. It's a foolproof step-by-step tutorial on getting a flawless closure install. For all my clients, I start them off with a wash and blow dry. I only do this because I also provide same-day customization. So in the video, you're going to see me doing like certain things. You're going to see later on, but you're going to see me using my time wisely. So as their wig is bleaching, that gives me time to wash and blow dry their hair. Afterwards, I go rinse the wig out and then attend to my client. So being that I'm working on a clean base, her scalp is nice and fresh. I give all my clients 10 to 12 braids in their braid down. You don't need nothing smaller. 10 braids is good enough for the most part. And I go ahead and slick all their edges back and also oil their scalp. And the edge control I'm using, which I think is the very best out right now, is the Mielle Edge Gel. You see how slick it got her edges back, and it didn't even curl up, and I use them on all my clients. The only downside is a small jar is like $10 to $15, which is crazy, but it works. After I slicked her edges back, I do use HD wig caps because it's easier to see the hairline that way. So being that she's only getting a closure, I just measured it like from the middle part. I did like 3 braids deep on each side, if you get what I'm saying. So I went 3 braids wide, and I just used that to mark out where her closure was going to be. And I put the glue right before her hairline and I marked it out. So this is what I mean when I use my time wisely. So while her cap is drying clear, because you want your cap to dry completely clear, you go ahead and you pluck the wig, because the wig should be dried after you do the braid down and the ball cap. So as her wig is drying, I'm going ahead and plucking the wig. My method is pluck, skip, but you can see that I'm not going too far, but I'm also not going too close to where I previously plucked. I just think about it as like a natural hairline and go into where I think should be plucked. I don't know how to explain plucking. I can show you better than I can tell you. Make sure when you are plucking, you get in those black knots out. So if you just happen to break the hair shaft, make sure you take the black knots out, because it do make a difference to how your lace will look. And if you have a lot of black dots, that will affect how the ending result of your install will look. And doing same day customization, personally for me, doesn't take a lot of time during the appointment. So that's why I include it for all my services, because it doesn't add that much time. It's way better than having my clients drop off a wig and doing all of that extra stuff. So after I'm done plucking, as you can see, her cap is completely clear, and that's what you want because that's a great foundation. So I go ahead, I cut the cap away, and I'm about to color match her. When it comes to color matching, I do make sure it's the shade closest to my client. So if I put the wig on and it might look a little light, I'd rather have a light lace rather than a dark lace, because if you put a foundation color darker than your client, it will make your lace dirty and it will make your install look bad faster. So it's better to work from light to dark rather than start in dark, because you don't want to deal with the light color first, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, she's being color matched to the shade closest to her complexion. And if you're looking to make your wig last a little bit longer, go ahead and clean it with alcohol, and also use skin protectant, because that helps reduce any bumps that may happen under the lace. Use those two and your wig is guaranteed to last definitely more than a week. When putting the wig on, just put it a little bit above where the cap stops at, but make sure it's not all the way down. Like, you don't want your wig to be on your forehead. Your wig should mimic your actual hairline, just a little few spaces above. So once you get your wig in place, you can figure out the placement of where you're about to lay your glue, because where you lay your glue is where you be laying your lace at. This is a little tip I did notice when I started doing wigs. Use their temple or that edge on the side of their head. You see how I use my finger? Use that as a guideline. And you will also be using the rat tail part of your comb to help you spread your glue to make sure it's staying in place to where you want it at. Think about like when we was in school and we used to have to like glue the paper onto the template. Think about like where you're laying the glue at as your template, and you don't want to put glue over that, or you don't want your glue to spill over because it's going to be a mess. I hope y'all understand my English, but comment down below y'all get what I'm saying, or I'm confusing y'all. But yeah, just try to stay in that imaginary line / space that you made to put the glue on. And also you can use about 2 or 3 layers of glue to make your install last. Also, always let the glue dry clear before you add your next layer or before you press that lace in. If your glue is not clear, you will not have the best results. This is how the glue looks about 3 or 4 layers later. So it is all clear. I know it might look a little white in the camera, but everything is all clear in person. And you'll go ahead and pick your lace up. Stretch it out the best way you can. Stretching the lace out, that's something you will have to be in the moment of doing. That's not something I can really explain, but make sure that your lace is as flat and stretched out as possible. You don't want to stretch out too much, or that's how the ripples happen, but make sure it's like nice and flat when you press it into the lace. And you'll go ahead and pull it down and then go ahead and press it in with a comb to make it more secure. Again, use your time wisely. So as that lace is melting with the band, and I also use a leg stocking band work wonders. You don't have to worry about no residue, your lace sticking to the elastic band, no none of that when you use a leg stocking. But anywho, as that is melting in, before I even cut the lace, I go ahead and mold the wig into the desired style. So being that she has a closure, she's just doing a regular middle part install, like, you know, bust out middle part, 30 inches, but she's not getting no baby hairs. So this is like the easiest install ever, okay? So go ahead and use your wax stick, your spray. It could be Eben, it could be Got2b, just any holding spray. Comb that out and then use your hot comb right after, and you're gonna get that nice slick molded look. After I mold everything into place, I go ahead and take the elastic band off and start cutting my lace. So when it comes to closures, I do cut off those little nasty tabs over there because it's pointless. You don't need that. Just cut that off first. Then I go ahead and make a split in the middle, and I use my eyebrow razor to go ahead and cut the lace near the hairline, because that's the easier way of getting that jag edge look instead of using your scissors and go up and down, up and down. Sometimes it works, but using an eyebrow razor is better. And when using an eyebrow razor, make sure you're taking your time. Make sure where you're cutting is not attached to glue, which you can see when you're over a client's head. But make sure you don't cut your clients, because it's very easy to do that with the eyebrow razor. Once you cut all the lace off, you will notice it's certain pieces that didn't get glued down. Don't be too quick to cut it off, because, you know, sometimes you might want to reinstall a lace. Just go ahead and lift the lace up and push the end of your comb, your rat tail comb, underneath with some glue, because the comb, the little, you know, the little comb, the little part, the little rat tail, it could squeeze into the places that didn't have glue yet. So just pick that up and add the same amount of layers that you put into the wig at first into the small pieces. So if you put 3 layers, go back in 3 times to attach the small pieces with glue. Now at this moment, everything will completely be glued down, so press everything back in with your comb. Everything is gonna look a little bit more melted, and you could go ahead and get that same foundation color that you use. And you see how the part is still a little bit like ashy? Go ahead with that same color and add some more foundation in. Now if it still looks just a little too light for your liking, then you can go in with a darker foundation. But again, it's better to work from light to dark rather than just starting off with a dark lace and then now your lace look dirty. Also, this would have been a perfect time to carve out her baby hairs, but she wasn't getting any, so we skipped that step. Next, you use melting spray. So my preferred melting spray is the Black Eden spray. You can use Got2b, you can use spritz. It's all up to you. Just go ahead, spray your melting spray on your finger and tap it in right into your lace. And you can also use your comb to tap the melting spray into your lace also. Again, working smarter, not harder. So as the melting spray is melting on in, which is basically the last step because I would have took off her band and did her baby hairs. But while that is melting, I go ahead and do styling. So right now I could have been straightening your hair, molding your hair for the half up, half down, curling your hair, etc. She is getting curls, so I'm going in making light layers, and I will be curling with my flat iron. Again, personally for me, maybe it's because I'm left-handed, I hate using a curling iron, but I love curling with a flat iron. Do you hear me? Make sure your flat iron is about a 1 inch. I have a 1 inch flat iron, and when you curl with a flat iron, make sure the pieces is not too thick or else the curls won't be curling. And you would just curl in a downward motion. So you see how I'm just curling inwards or downwards, whatever way you want to call it. Just curl in that same direction and just treat it like a curling iron. Just keep flipping, keep rolling until all the hair is curled up, and bring it all the way to the top. Hold it for 5 seconds and then you drop the curl. And for these curls to be flat iron curls, I can't be mad. They look really pretty and it does the job, so why not? The part we all been waiting for. So you can see the lace is very much melted. I took the band off. The hard part is done. So I did over bleach the knots. That is nothing that it can't be fixed. So for me, also I ran out of black spray. But because with hair you can make anything work, I went ahead and got some black dye and I just put that on the roots. That was orange, and I go ahead and I fix that up real quick. I comb it out and the wig was good as new. As you can see, like over bleach wear. Let's highlight / clean up the part. So you will go ahead and go 1 foundation color lighter than you, just 1 shade lighter than you. And yes, it will blend in with your lace, and go ahead and clean your part up, and it's going to make your part look bolder and nicer. Like you're going to see the difference. See, bow, that looks a little bit better than what it was before. So go ahead and make sure you do that step because it is very important. Now I'm just going over some final touches. If you enjoyed my video and if you haven't yet, subscribe to be notified about my next upload. I am dropping more tutorials and tips about wigs, braids, sewing, etc. The goal is to get to 1K subscribers. I'll say I give myself until like February. But here's the final look. Thank you for watching and letting me show you that my brand is my passion. Like, comment, and share. And stay tuned for next video. Schlaters!